What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after all of the drama that unfurled today on his podcast, where of course Phil decided to spend almost an hour, about an hour and a half, going over the whole LTG stream, where essentially LTG clapped back on Phil and put him in his place. I mean, it was a 10-minute video, but in that 10-minute video, he made Phil look like a fool. But of course, you know, Phil couldn't take 10 or 15 minutes just to respond. He had to take an hour and a half to do his response to everything that LTG had to say. And my video's out there if you want to see it. I'm not going to get into it, but the interesting thing on the Daily Rap, Phil talked about some new drama that's going to be unfolding that apparently he's going to be talking about tomorrow on his podcast. So let's see what Phil had to say on the Daily Rap video.
But in addition to that, today I reacted to apparently a rant that LTG went on about me last night on his stream in reaction to my talking about him on my podcast yesterday, which was actually me mostly talking positively about him. Apparently, people goaded him and told him a bunch of stuff that didn't actually really happen. So he went off on a big rant and a tirade against me today, or last night. So I did a live react to that on my podcast this morning. If you didn't see it yet, watch the Level 1 podcast from this morning. And that's why it's an extra long podcast of 2 hours, because like an hour of it was me reacting to him and laughing hysterically at the insanely ridiculous things he said about my appearance, because apparently he cares about what another male streamer looks like a lot. Like he really cared about my appearance and all kinds of other stuff.
Okay, well here's oh my lord. So apparently Phil doesn't understand when someone is insulting him, and that's what LTG was doing. He was insulting Phil. He was trying to kind of emasculate him, where, you know, it's a tactic that you use when you want to get back at someone, especially he feels slighted by DSP and what he had to say about his streams, about his support, about his layout, all of those things. LTG was annoyed that DSP would actually even comment on it. So what you do is when you're responding to someone and you want to kind of get them, you really want to poke at them, you want to make fun of them, you say stuff like that. You talk about their appearance, you talk about, you know, I don't know if you know their significant other, you talk about, he's essentially just trying to clap back at Phil. And the main thing that you can attack Phil on is, one, yes, his appearance, his disgusting behavior on stream, his snorting and burping and all that nasty stuff, his crappy layout, his terrible gameplay. Those are things that you can use to kind of insult Phil. And LTG went the route of insulting his appearance. Had nothing to do that he was so interested in how another male looked, you know. And it was funny because if you watch my video or you watch, you know, the podcast, you know, Phil was focusing almost on questioning LTG's sexuality. You know, he made it seem like, oh, you know, does this guy like men? Why is he so interested in my appearance? It had nothing to do with that. And of course, Phil being on level 1 with everything in his life, he can't see that LTG was simply just talking trash about him and commenting and making fun of his appearance. That's it, Phil. Nothing more.
Give it a look. All right. So after that, we went to. All right. Now, what I can say is this: for those of you watching this video, there's going to be a follow-up on tomorrow's podcast regarding the LTG situation, because something already happened today. I just didn't tell anyone. All right. I want to save it for tomorrow's podcast rather than derail my Rashid gameplay with more LTG crap. So tomorrow morning, we're going to actually talk more about it. I have not only more supplemental information about why this guy is so butthurt about me, but I also have a follow-up directly from him. So I'll talk about this tomorrow, okay, on the show. So you want to know what that's going on with that? Tune into the podcast tomorrow where we'll have our whole follow-up segment and I'll let you know exactly what's going on. But if you want the full story, definitely watch the podcast from earlier today. People said it was highly entertaining. If you're wondering why there's low views on it, it's because everyone clipped it and restreamed it immediately. You know me, I'm doing gameplay and everything. Well, all the fucking restreamers and haters clipped it and put it on the internet, so anyone who wanted to see it already has seen it, so they're not watching my version of it, they're watching the video version that's already out there, edited and shit, but you can watch the raw version, unedited, in context, with all of my commentary over it. I did a live react to him. It's live right now. Check it out, okay? So, what are we doing tomorrow?
Okay, so Phil again lied. He lied. If you go and check out the restreams that are out there, you know, Raw Phil, Dark Dave's Mirror, you know, Chill Mary, none of them are edited. They essentially just restreamed his podcast, his entire podcast plus his gameplay. There was no editing whatsoever. Now, when you look at the clip channels like myself, Snore Hogan, we did not edit anything. We essentially clipped it and we played it as is, Phil. Now, for me, I cut you short because I really didn't want to continue going for an hour and a half. My video was roughly about an hour long, and then the rest of it was just you regurgitating the same nonsense you do every day. So I'm not going to expose people to your nonsense, especially if you just keep saying the same things over and over again. There's no reason why you should take an hour and a half to respond to a 10-minute video. You can only say the same thing a different way so many times, Phil, and that's exactly what you did. So to sit here and lie and claim that the detractors edited and cut up your videos is false. It's a lie. You can just go and clearly check out our videos and see that's not the case. The other thing here, Phil, is where you're complaining that why your views are so low. It's because your views are so low. All your videos, the videos are low, Phil. This is nothing new. And I enjoy the cope here, the cope and the salt that you try to claim. Oh, the reason why my videos are so low is because all the detractors clip my videos, and everyone that wanted to see, you know, his response have seen it on the either the detractor channels or the restream. That says so much about you, Phil, that people are so willing or dislike you so much that they're not even willing to go to your stream and watch you respond, you know, the drama respond to LTG. They rather go to a secondary source and get that information. That's very damning, not to the detractors, not to the restreamers. That's very damning to you, Phil. And you should really, instead of sitting here complaining about that and trying to use it as an excuse for why your views are low, you may want to consider, why are my views low? Why do people rather go to restreams than see my content? And then maybe you should work on that, Phil. You should work on that, and maybe your business, your streams would be a lot better, and you wouldn't be spending an hour and a half responding to another streamer's 10-minute video about you, Phil. Okay? Now, tomorrow on the podcast, Phil is going to continue with this drama because he knows that, you know, drama brings people, it brings views, and it brings support. Today his Street Fighter wasn't that great. He made $100. He hasn't made $100 in tips on Street Fighter for a very long time, and it was because of this drama. Now if you look at his night stream, he only made $25 because there was no drama there. So he's going to try to parlay this into more drama with his podcast tomorrow, and hopefully, I think he's playing Final Fantasy. Hopefully he can try to milk the dents for more tips through this drama. So God knows what he has to say. I'm assuming LTG responded to his request to having a Street Fighter match and restreaming it and try to bury the hatchet or whatever the case is. I'm pretty sure LTG responded and basically said, no thank you. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be watching the podcast tomorrow. I'll clip it and show you guys the video, see what the hell DSP has to say on this. But I'm pretty sure it's just going to be him trying to milk the drama for more views. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.